Angle-angle side postulate. After watching this video, I will be able to use the angle-angle side theorem to test for triangle congruence. The angle-angle side, or AAS congruence theorem, is very similar to the other two we've already studied, such as the side-side-side theorem and the side-angle-side. Except the AAS is now three different types of information. So we do have two angles that are congruent this time. So for example, angle B is congruent to angle E, and then angle A is congruent to angle D. And then we have one side congruent. Now the important factor to note is where that side is located. Notice that it's off to the side and it's nowhere in between the two angles. So it is a non-included side, meaning it's not in between the two angles, hence why it is AAS. The S is off to the side, it's not in between. So here, if we want to determine if the two triangles are congruent, we want to say what information we have. So we do have an angle. We do have a second angle. And then we have a side. So the important factor to note is where is that side located. So the side is located as a non-included, meaning it's not in between the two angles. So my S will be to the right. So it's not in between the two letters. So these two are congruent because I have enough information, and it's one of the theorems AAS. So now you try. You want to determine if the two triangles are congruent. If they are, state how you know. So you want to remember that when a side is being shared between two images, then because of the reflexive property, it is congruent to itself. So using that knowledge, determine if the two triangles are congruent. So now we want to state what additional information is required in order to know that the triangles are congruent for the reason given. So because we are doing angle-angle side, we're going to need two angles and then the side that's not in between, a non-included. So we are already told of one angle, angle D is congruent to angle V, and we do know, or we should know, that because line EF is being shared, it is congruent to itself, so it would be true for the left triangle as well as the right triangle. So now we need a third piece of information. Because we have one angle and one side, we're going to need an angle that will make this true. So we can have angle E congruent to angle E on this other side, because those two would make it angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. So because it would be the same letter, that would be a little confusing. I'm going to use three letters to represent this angle E here. So angle D, E, F for this first angle right here, and then angle V, E, because E is a vertex, F, to represent those two. But we can also have one more congruent statement that would make this true. So because I could let these two triangles on the bottom, these two angles be congruent, that would still give me an angle, angle, side, because the side will not be included in between the two angles. So my other option could be angle D, F, E, congruent to angle VFE. So I have two options that could make this statement true. So now you try. State the additional information required in order to know that the two triangles are congruent. Select your answer below.